Welcome back. At last I shall do my JJRC H10. Do flight characteristics and stuff like that. But at first I really have to say that this is a quad that I really changed my mind about. Sure, it's a cheap one, the plastic isn't that very good. I actually got two, so this is my second edition, and maybe you do remember that this one was broken when I got it. The first X I had, the first I got had a broken leg, for instance, and this little light bulb here in the front actually fell off. But the second one only had problems with the motor, so I actually butchered the first one and fixed this one, and since that this quad actually has been flying magnificently. It's really fun. I think it's a fun quad to fly. It's a good beginner's quad. It's easy to fly around. Sure, it gets a little tougher if you put the second rate on, rate 2, because it has 2 rates. It kind of gets a little faster, but other than that, it's a very stable quad. It's fun to fly, and I really like this one. But now to the stuff like here. In the box, it follows spare parts of this propellers. You're getting 4 of those. You're getting these landing gears. You get a 600 milliamp battery and a charger, and then you get this one, a 2 megapixel HD camera, and in that camera you're getting stuff like this, plates, 3, and the camera, and usually it follows a 2 megapixel SD card. I don't have it here at the moment, and you're getting 2 of these, 2 screwdrivers, and of course you're getting this transmitter, the radio control. You're also getting 4 propeller guards. And a little about the controller. This quad do have features like headless mode and return to home. And actually they do work quite good sometimes. If it's too windy, the return to home might be a little slow, but it does work. To arm it, you kinda press this button and you connect this cable to the battery here, and the quadcopter actually connects automatically. You don't have to press this one up and down like that. It just connects. This button here is for the low rate, and this button up here is for the high rate, and here are the trims for the yaw left and yaw right, and in the middle we have the button to take pictures. If you press it like that fast, you take a picture, if you hold it in for some seconds, it will start recording the video. Here this middle button doesn't do anything, and then we have array trims for back and forward and left and right trims. If you press this button here, you start the flip and it will beep the controller, and then you just pull this level up or down and you will do a forward flip, left flip, back flip or right flip. If you press this button here, you would let down the LEDs, so you will shut it down. The LEDs won't shine at all. And then we have, I don't really remember which button, I think this one here. If you press the throttle button, you would put the quadcopter in headless mode. And if you press this one down, it would get home to you. Or it could be reversed, I don't really remember. At the moment, but I think it was like that. And of course here in the middle it's the on off button. So how does this thing fly? Well, I shall show you some flight clips in the end of this review, so you would see how it looks like when it's filming, and I think I even got some pictures of when I'm flying it, so you will see it in action. But it comes in the end of this review. The flight characteristics is actually kinda good. It's stable, it's a really stable quad. Inside it can be a little because of this. Well, this controller is kinda tough to find a good place to stop the throttle. So either you will kinda get it too much throttle, and then you will kinda hit the roof. So it's really tough to fly it indoors, this one. But it is possible if it's a really big room, perhaps. When it comes to the LEDs, it's green LEDs in the back and red LEDs in the front, if I remember it correctly. It has a good tilt in the beginning. It tilts kind of like this, so it can handle wind kind of good already in the low rate mode, and in high rate mode it kind of tilts more like this, so it's a good tilt on it. The yaw is kinda okay. It's the same yaw in both rates, so it's not that very fast. It's a middle yaw kinda. What more about it? Yeah, the camera is actually, it's a good camera. I think it's good. The only problem is with this camera is that it actually do not fit the quad. I did take up this problem with Banggood, and they said they should check it with JJRC, and they actually sent me something back, but it wasn't a new camera or something like that. So I had to fix it by modding it. So as you can see, I did take some Velcro band or whatever it's called, you know, so I can do like this. I just turn it around and then I just put the camera on and it's getting stuck just like that. The problem with this mod is actually that jelly artifacts do emerge when you're flying. So you do get more yellow in the movie clip than if you would fetch it directly onto this body without these Velcro bands. And that's one of the biggest fails of this quad. It's that this camera it doesn't fit this one. And if you look at this, you can actually see it's another camera. So to be honest, I think that JJRC actually had another camera for this model in mind from the beginning. Then suddenly they thought maybe we should use the same type of camera, so they made this package instead. So, but otherwise, the move is kind of stable, but it's a little jello. Another bad thing is when it comes to the battery compartment. I had to mod that myself. It is kind of impossible to because before that this contact and the battery contact was going inside this body. It was really tough to close the hatch. So I kind of opened it up, and here there is, you can see this opening here. I guess that's an opening for an on-off switch usually, but I kind of used it to get this one out here instead. So I have an open, like on Hubson, I have an open hatch instead. It worked just fine. One more thing, this quad has kind of bad range. I think the box says and the information says when you buy this one that it has around 100 meters, like something like that. But I think it actually has more close to 50 or 60 meters. So it's not 80 up to 80 or 100 meters, it's just 50 to 60 meters. But actually, I don't care. This is a lot of fun to fly. I really like this one. So what do I really think about it? This quad, is it worth the money? If you would ask me for several months ago, I would say no. Hell no. No way. I've gotten 2 quads and both were broken. But now I would kind of say, well, okay, if it can get this good, if you butcher the faulty one and you use the parts on that, change in this one, and you get this one instead. I mean, well, maybe it is worth the money. I mean, it's not that expensive. It's actually a really good quad. I do actually like this one. I hated it from the beginning, but I really like this. And the lights are just fine. I mean, this light here in the front is really strong. You can't miss it. You will know when you see the front. Let me show you. As you can see, it's green lights in the back and red lights in the front. And there is this really strong light. It's actually really good to see where you are in the ground if you're flying at night. This really lights up so you can actually see where you are in the ground. If I do like this, you see, and now it's connected. It is just to throttle it up, and it will go down like this. So it's really good lights on this one, and it's actually better than it was when I got it, so that's really good. Yeah, but about this, this is not the original battery. I really have to warn you about something though. The charger to this quad is really strange. It says in the manual that it should get lit out when it's charged, when it has charged down, when it's kind of finished charging the battery. When it's lit down, you should remove it. But the thing is, the charger seems to make the battery swell. So if you can use another charger than this charger that comes with this H10, you do that. Please do use another charger, because that one that comes in this box is not very good. I have seen on Flying Ryan, in his, he had the same problem with swelling batteries. I mean, I have 2 batteries and they kind of looks like balloons, and that's really strange. And about the battery power, you kinda get 7, maybe 7, 8, 9 minutes of flying, and so it's good flight time. So you can really fly and have fun. And the charging time is kinda like 1.5 hours perhaps. But you should always guard the batteries when you're charging. So if you get one and you get it kind of cheap, so get one. And if it's something wrong with the first one, buy another one and you put those parts and you fix it and you get a really fun quad. Till next time, let's see some flight footage. Have a nice day or evening. Bye.